What's up, guys? Welcome to the Kickback Project. My name is Gabe.
It's Bradley.
And it's your
The
boy
Grim
Javon.
Reaper.
I can't sit across from him. And we are recording episode 11 of the Kickback Project entitled Work Out, that thing that we all do.
Wow.
That's right. We're talking about health, wellness, but not just physical health. We're talking about emotional well-being, the whole scope of things. And so I want to open today by asking you guys about, we all have them, those unhealthy habits that you have going on in your life. What you got? Don't say it's nothing. You're not allowed to bring nothing.
I mean, I guess an unhealthy habit is just the habit of making excuses instead of working out.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's all I'm so quick to be like, I'm gonna work out in the morning, and then morning comes and I'm like, I need an extra couple minutes of sleep. Or, well, I'm gonna work out when I get home from work, and then I get home and I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep.
No follow through.
Yeah.
I relate to that.
You're talking about a big unhealthy habit that I think we all share, which is not sleeping enough.
What's sleep?
Sleep, right. Sleep. SLEE.
I mean, I think it's funny you bring that up when Juan is wearing a sleeping bag.
Wow. Okay. We're throwing shots. Like Gabe isn't in the studio with his camp shirt that he wore back when he was in sleepover camp as a kid.
The one he forgot to iron because he was at camp.
Yeah.
There were no irons.
He was sleeping. He didn't have time to get up and iron.
I said I was going to do it. I never did it.
The follow through.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Fair.
But
Bradley, go
sleeping,
ahead.
yeah, sleeping is so important, and it's healthy. You need your 7 to 8 hours.
Yes.
And society teaches us that, like, don't value sleep. Nothing happens. You can sleep when you're dead. I know I've heard that one before. Grind, don't never stop. That whole like concept ignores the fact that you need sleep to be successful, and to be healthy.
Yeah.
So that's always that's something that I'm working on, is going to sleep at the right time, knowing when I have to wake up so I can have the energy to go throughout my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I was also, it's funny you bring that up, like respecting sleep, but you're like an early morning guy. Like,
yeah.
So it's like you get some, you gotta really get some sleep. I could never do the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. wake up because I feel like I need it. Like I have so much to do that getting that extra start would be helpful. So
yeah, I wake up at 4:30 every day, and yeah,
seriously, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're I believe. I mean, we live together. I've seen it.
So when we room together, I would get up at least at if we had to be to our first meeting at 8:30.
Yeah.
I was up at 6.
Yeah.
I'm an early morning person, so but my issue is that I'm also really good at staying up late. So like now that I'm getting up at 4:30, when 9 o'clock comes around, I have to tell myself, you need to be in bed, you need to be winding down. Because if I'm not at least sleep by 10, if I stay up past 10, if I stay up till 11, that's only 5 hours of sleep that I'm getting. And I'll be miserable the next day.
Yeah. And it has an effect. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's like the big thing is like these things, they affect your day. They affect your mood. They affect like how, like the level of patience you have for people. Honestly, like if I'm tired or if I'm hungry, I'm short with people. I'm like hard to be around. And I'm just like, I need to sleep or get some food or something. Like
I like try to pretend that I don't get moody when I don't eat or sleep. That's another unhealthy habit that I have is I will skip a meal. I'll be quick to skip a meal. I know it doesn't look like I'll skip a meal, but like I can either eat one meal a day, and like a well-placed one meal, honestly, it's I don't know why it is. It might have been because my budget wasn't cutting for more than one meal back in the day, or if I was just too lazy to get out of bed and go eat. But like I can eat one meal like well placed around noon or 1 and be good for an entire day. Or I can go for a while and be like, I just don't have the time to eat, and I'll skip the meal. And those are all very unhealthy things because I'm not regulating my metabolism, and so it's making it harder for my body to process food.
Yeah.
It shows.
We've all been there.
Yeah. So, but Why was I talking
Your
about
unhealthy
this?
habits.
Unhealthy habits.
Yeah, but why would I
Sleep.
bring up? Oh,
Sleep.
sleep.
Yes.
Correct.
Thanks, Javon.
No problem.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm awake.
And you're warm.
I'm
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so I was talking about moods and how I
Yes,
like to
it affects your
pretend
mood, yeah.
that I don't get moody, but
Yeah.
like if I don't get enough sleep and I'm skipping meals,
Oh, it's
it's a wrap
bad
for
combo,
y'all.
yeah.
It's a wrap for y'all. Like
Yeah, and like you don't think about it, but like it's little things that if you can recognize it, you just feel so much better. Like I was wondering, like I wonder why I'm tired all the time. It's literally because I don't eat it well enough or I don't work out enough, and it's just like has such an effect. And I guess on that topic, if I'm talking about my unhealthy habits, I have a confession for the two of you and the audience. On our New Year's resolution episode, I said I was going to go to the gym more. As of the other day, I've canceled the gym membership. I've canceled
he
it.
goes as of the other day, January 2nd.
I canceled it. I had some other expenses, couldn't afford the $25 a month or whatever. Guys, I'm sorry. I failed you. Javon, you were hoping for 2019 Gabe.
Don't worry, you didn't fail me. You failed whoever has to look at you. It's not.
No, you didn't fail
Failed
them.
your future girlfriend.
You didn't fail. You failed yourself if that was your goal.
You played yourself.
Congratulations.
I just needed to say it, at the start. This is where we're at, guys.
What were the other expenses? I just need to know. Was it like a Netflix subscription? What?
It was like, more food. I think that's right.
The first customer in a subscription-based Uber Eats package.
They just show up to my door like, there you go, sir. I'm like, thank you very much. Okay, just that's kind of, but like the gym is like a thing for me. Like I used to run more, I used to work out more, but then you run out of energy because like your body needs to like, stay awake for however many hours. And being a real adult, you have to work for 8 hours a day. So that's new to me. So
Work.
yeah, doing a job.
I guess the opposite of Bradley, skipping meals is my unhealthy habit is adding meals. I think we're just eating extra.
You're eating the meals he skips.
Yeah, I participated in the whole social media 10-year picture thing, and well, you can tell I've been eating. It's been a good 10 years. Yeah, it's rough, and I've never been a gym guy. I never cared to go. When I do go to the gym, I want to play basketball. So if they're not playing basketball, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So the gym's never been, and I've never had that additional $25 the case speaks of. It's so much money over there.
That's why I canceled.
Because Gabe also didn't have the extra $25.
It wasn't extra. It was just $25. I needed it.
I've never had $25. Yeah, it's rough out here. We're unhealthy.
Yeah.
Listen, in some cultures, they value it means you're rich when you eat, when you have the ability to eat a lot.
Yeah, I was told by some friends I had that went to Haiti that based on my skin complexion and my weight, I would be seen as a king. So
there you go.
So you're moving to Haiti.
Dark skinned fat guys, let's go to Haiti.
Dark skin.
I like that energy. If I'm like eating, I feel unhealthy. I'm like, big bank. This is I'm making it. I made it.
It's thick boy season.
It is.
And I still think one of the biggest struggles is the fact that in today's unhealthy world, you can get so much more food for so much cheaper.
The organic food is like more expensive. Like,
yeah, it's like
heck?
you can buy this 4 for $4, or
Yeah.
you can pay $44 for this piece of celery, and it's like
it's messed up.
And that just goes into a deeper issue with our
Yes.
economy, that like you want families to start eating healthier. When you look at the things that like food stamps can buy,
Oh yeah. True.
it's not like
It's
it's things that come in mass, packaging and quicker and easier to consume.
Yeah.
It's not like apples and oranges, fresh fruit. It's not fresh vegetables.
No.
It's not health. It's none of that. It's all junk food.
Yeah. You can go to Aldi's and fill up a box for about $40. But you can go to Taco Bell and they'll give you a box of food for $5.
And they added like apple slices to the kids' meals, so therefore,
Gabe's out here getting kids' meals.
I had an apple slices. I'm clearly.
I mean, I want the toy. I want to play with the toy. But you're touching on something, Bradley, that I want to talk about more. So we're gonna cut this segment here, and when we come back, we'll talk deeper about health and wellness. Welcome back to the Kickback Project. We're talking about physical health, emotional health, and you guys started talking about the effects of these unhealthy habits. We all have them, but what happens in your life when you perpetuate them? So I'm asking you guys, what's the point of changing your physical health? And we'll wrap up emotional health into this too, if you want to include that. So Bradley, what do you think?
So I think the important thing to look at when it comes to health and wellness in general is that being healthy looks different for everybody. Everybody's idea of healthy isn't like, you don't need to look like a action figure to be healthy. And a lot of these dudes and men and women who are in the gym have unhealthy habits for them to get to look the way that they do.
True.
So that shouldn't be the societal standard for what healthy looks like. You can be big and still be healthy. You can be you can have your dad bod and still be like regulating your diet,
Thick Rihanna is definitely healthier.
Happier. Thick Rihanna is happier. But also, health isn't just a physical thing, and I think that's a common misconception about, like you said, we want to talk about the whole scope of health and wellness. A lot of people's mental health is trash because they don't pay attention to it. They've never been allowed to recognize that. A lot of men haven't been given the space to focus on their emotional health, which is a huge thing. But also, your mental health, your spiritual health, these type of things. And even especially at our age and honestly, anywhere between the 20s and the 40s, sexual health is another thing that needs to be talked about and needs to be underlined. But a lot of people's idea of healthy stops at, do I have a six-pack or not? And so we need to broaden our horizons so that we are providing resources for people so that they can improve themselves in all of those areas. We want to be healthy, well-rounded. In order to improve our society. I think that's like the motive behind it, is that you want longevity. Longevity comes from focusing on all of these different aspects, not just on if I'm in the gym or not.
Yeah.
I love that you said healthy but rounded, because I'm definitely round. But yeah, I agree with a lot of that. And I guess when I think of health and wellness, my thing is take care of it while you're young.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of people talk about how much harder it is to lose weight the older you get, and especially like how busy you get and so many things are happening in your life. And I think that as kids, it's not something you really think about much, and it's usually not something your parents care too much about, because like you've seen so many people who were bigger kids who've like gotten tall and just slimmed out and all types of things. And so you're just like, maybe it'll happen. So it's not something that is really like honed in on, but I think it's better to start looking at these things when you're young and getting ahead of it when you're young. Start that healthy lifestyle young, especially emotionally, because bottling it up or keeping it inside, and then by the time you're grown, like you've been through so much, you've dealt with so much, you've held so much in, that it's just hard to deal with those things. And I think that as things come, the healthy approach is to just take care of those things as they come. Don't put them off.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what you're chasing, your happiness or your dream body or whatever, like those things will affect you, and you need to take those on, especially things like grieving and loss and things like that. Like my biggest thing with like Kanye West is like I don't believe he ever fully took the time to grieve his mom and deal with that. And like you could say what you want about him, but like that's definitely something that affects him till this day.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people deal with things like that, especially men, like you said, Bradley. I don't know if it's just a black man thing, but men feel like too masculine to like admit that they have those issues or those problems. And not even that they always feel too masculine, but the world holds them to this standard.
I was about to say the same thing, is that especially black men aren't given the space to process their trauma, but most men aren't. And I mean, it's that same concept that's behind the whole men are trash movement. Men are trash because men don't know how to express themselves emotionally. They're still holding on to trauma from years and years and years ago, so they cannot connect to women the way that women desire. Therefore, men are trash, but it's a deeper issue, you know?
Yeah, and I think you guys are both touching on what I was thinking, where it's like generationally there's a strange relationship between just adults and mental health and emotional health. Like I have people in my life that are older than me. They're from the previous generation. And I recognize in them, and they've said to me sometimes, they've recognized, I love old people. But
old, 30 and older.
But I speak about like specifically I'm thinking of like my family. So like I think about like the things that they show, and it's like, oh, you actually are showing signs of depression or anger issues, and you can get help. Like, what can we do? And like for me, if I was showing that, I would like to think that as a younger person, you know, with a different relationship with mental health, that I would go seek that help. But the older person that I'm trying to be accountable for and I'm trying to speak truth to says, I don't need that. Or like, I never needed that when I was a kid, so I'm not going to get that. And it's like exactly what you said, Javon, where it's like, just like you will wish when you're older that you took care of your body, that you ate right and you worked out, in the same way, I don't want to grow into a person that never got the help for what I needed. And I don't want to be an older person that has narcissism or has anger issues and can't provide, you know, can't be like a loving parent if I never got help for this first, you know. If I never locked down my stuff, how am I going to take care of people? How am I going to be a, you know, an older leader, you know?
Because it's that same behavior that you pass down to your children.
Exactly.
Say that, sis.
Yeah. You did that, Gabe.
Yeah, get help. Go get the help you need.
Yeah. Like, and like it's accessible. Like there's resources, and you don't need to feel bad. Like no one's gonna hold it against you. I mean, some people will, but they don't know what they're talking about. You know, like
do what you got to do. Pay that money.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do to be healthy. Pay that extra $25. Go to the gym.
Wow.
Whatever you need, go get the help, because the most valuable thing you have is you.
Yeah.
You got to take care of you.
Of course, yeah. And so I guess you're touching on something that I wanted to ask you guys next is, what's beginner steps? Very basic stuff. Again, physical or emotional, that a person could take if they don't feel right. Like what do you think?
Eat lettuce.
Eat a salad. Oh, for real, dude. It honestly makes you feel better.
So when you talk about beginner steps, and so a lot of people don't realize is that, like, especially being bigger, I've like restarted my health journey multiple times. You just never know where somebody is in their health journey or what has held them back, what has been an obstacle for them. But what I will say is one of the things that a beginner step that did really well for me was taking one thing out of my diet that like has been, I stopped drinking pop, which was like a really big thing for me. I used to be in college, I was like addicted to Mountain Dew.
I definitely can recall many times when Bradley is asking, what products do you have? Are you Pepsi or Coke?
It's because
then just being like upset when they say Coke.
He's just a gamer at heart, you know.
Yeah, staying up late, drinking Mountain Dew,
eating Doritos.
Are you done? Like, up on Mountain Dew. But like that was a really easy thing and a good step to take towards a better diet, was just cutting out pop.
Yeah, I agree.
Another thing, if you want to focus on like your emotional well-being, journaling is such a quick, easy step that doesn't involve you spilling your tea to everybody about how you're not okay, but you can write it down so that you can clearly think out why you're not okay, and then know if you need to talk about that, you know, because then you can move forward with those actions. Then you can move forward and go see a therapist. Whatever you need to do to process those feelings, but writing it out really helps you map out where you actually stand mentally.
And just think about how professional you look at the therapist at the first day that you just hand them a book. I'm just like, just read that.
They pull out their notebook. You also pull out your notebook.
You pull out a scroll that like unfolds. You're like, well.
Yeah, for me, it would be like a library. I'd have to bring like a suitcase full of like.
Do you have a Kindle?
What are we talking about today, Bradley? Let me check the Dewey Decimal System.
I bring out a whole like terabyte PlayStation, but instead of games, it's like I uploaded every document I've ever written.
The time game, the game section.
Welcome to your tape.
Instead of welcome to your tape, it's welcome to your volume.
Yeah, welcome to your collection.
Yeah. Javon, any beginner steps, physical and emotional?
Well, physical, I definitely agree with Bradley. It's the baby steps and it's the little things. You know, people talk about how hard it is to keep up with workout regimens and all these things, but the people who do keep up with workout regimens usually are like, I'm not getting the results I want, and mainly because they haven't changed the way they eat. Like a diet is the biggest part, and honestly, it's much easier than getting up and going to the gym every day. Like, it's a lot easier to just say, I'm not going to eat this anymore, or I'm going to eat less of this, you know? I've been on many diets in my life, which the doctors always tell me not to do. But like, I don't even care to eat bread anymore, because like, it's something that they told me I should cut out, or like diets told me I should cut out, and like, I don't miss it. Like, I'll eat a sandwich every now and then, but like, I've never craving bread. And the fact that was something that I could just take out and dramatically change the way I eat, like, I think it's something, like, it's crazy to just think it's that simple. And
It's
so
lit.
yeah.
gotta have one every episode.
so yeah, physically, I would definitely say figure out what you can take away before you start adding to your already busy life. And mentally, I would just say, or emotionally, I don't know where we're at, physically, mentally, emotionally, I would just say keep something in your life that makes you happy. Yeah. You know, I feel like we are our harshest critics, and we're always hard on ourselves, and it's just important to do something that you love that keeps you happy. Yeah. And whatever that is, you know, I don't know. For me, it's listening to music or playing basketball. Like, these are things that I can do and just feel good. And I think it's important to keep those things in your life, to have something that you can always go to just make your day better or smile. Also, working with kids, you know, something that I feel like keeps me going and keeps me happy. So
cool.
That'll also keep you young, because kids will have you running around.
Or old, because I'm injured.
As we've discussed before, it takes some certain integrity. You have to approach things, you know, when you work with kids with open mind. For me, I think you guys kind of touched on what I would say for physically, like, be conscious about, just Bradley, you said it best, just like, look at your diet, pick the thing, and stop doing the thing. And then in the process of that, you'll recognize what you're eating, and you'll actually make a really good decision. And so you can think about it. But emotionally, actually, on top of what you guys recommended, I would say look at the circles that you're in, look at the people that you talk to, look at what behavior they're reinforcing, and just think objectively about it. I know there are people that you love. They can even be family, close friends that you know your whole life. If they're pulling you into situations that is bad for your mental health, or they're saying things to you that aren't necessarily true, but it makes them feel better, just be honest and with yourself. And if it is a conversation, it's a conversation, but sometimes it's not even a conversation.
Not
it's
even.
Just,
I have been known to cut somebody out of my life just to protect my own energy.
Yeah. So don't get comfortable, you know? So
cutting out the beef.
And let's get some chicken instead. Cardi B once said.
But I got so distracted. Thinking about Cardi B. Oh my gosh. No, I got so distracted. No, but it's like, that is true in groups of friends, and it's also true in relationships. So if you are with your significant other all the time, and they're saying things to you,
I wouldn't know what that's like.
Coming for them today.
I've learned. I would say I'm experiencing this. You know, this counts. Not calling out anybody. I'm just saying that what I've seen and what I've experienced is that if you're with your significant other all the time, you don't have any other input, you know, it's actually bad for you. It's very bad for you. And I know you want to hang out with them all the time, but you got to take a break and just think about what's going on. Think about that.
I'm sorry to whoever has hurt Gabe.
Nobody's hurt me. I'm just saying. I would hope that that's what, you know, a step you could take, is look at your circles, look at your people. But thank you guys for sharing. I think that's good for this segment. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We're going to talk about a final look back at health and wellness and what we're bringing to the Kickback. See you in a little bit. welcome back to the Kickback Project. Stop laughing at my voice. It's not nice. We're wrapping up this discussion on health and wellness. And in this last segment, I just want to ask you guys to look back at it, just in general, your final thoughts on health and wellness, physical, emotional. Javon, what you looking back at?
It's time to be healthy all 2019.
Yep.
Let's go. CrossFit. No.
CrossFit.
I just want to say that we have to be healthy, and being healthy to me it definitely means self-care. It's not just physically or mentally or emotionally, spiritually, but it's all of that. But it's also what you do, right? It's also what you're doing for your life, and where you work, what you do on a daily basis. Those things are a big part of self-care. And so if you're in, as Gabe would say, a relationship where you're always with your other,
always with your other, not your significant
your other side.
Your
Well,
other.
We got others now. If you're always if you're just in a bad relationship, or you're at a bad job, or you're just in bad situations, it might just be time to disconnect yourself from that. You got to care about yourself. You got to take care of yourself. And 2019, we leaving people behind.
All right. See ya. Okay, bye. Bradley, look back at it. Health and wellness.
Yeah, I want to echo what Javon's saying about self-care. I want to shout out to my girls running. Can't say the whole thing.
GRS.
Yeah,
shout out to GRS.
Shout out to GRS. They're huge advocates for self-care. That's the most important thing for us, especially at this age, at this point in the society. We just need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, and however that looks like to you, just make sure you're taking the necessary steps. I guess I also want to talk a little bit about just spiritual health, which is another thing that we didn't really get a chance to talk about. Reconnect to whatever that is that centers you, that reminds you of your morals, whatever that higher power that you believe in. Just make sure that you keep that connection so that you are always centered, so that you have that inner peace for you, and that will save you a lot of energy and trouble moving forward with other things. But yeah, go walk, start walking. Stop
crazy.
eating after 8.
Jesus walked. It's crazy.
On water.
But yeah, at Girls Running, GRS, buy one of their self-care sweaters. They're great people.
Ooh, I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
That sounds comfortable. If I'm looking back at this topic, I think you guys said it.
You're
said
gonna
a lot.
echo.
I'm gonna echo that
echoes.
echo. I'm gonna Amazon echo.
Amazon.
Alexa, look back at
Jeff Bezos is like, yes, free promo. He needs it.
I want to pick up on something that you said earlier, Javon, where it's like, find the thing that makes you happy. One of the biggest things that changed in my life, and the reason a lot of my personal outlooks changed and why I feel a lot better compared to previously, is I focused on the things that I want, like build up in yourself. It's okay to have a thing that just you do, and so maybe you do it alone. Maybe it's like a hobby that you just do on your own. You don't have to validate it through anyone else. Just do it, because
That RuneScape.
Yeah, playing RuneScape. No, but like, if you have a thing that you want to do, you should do it, and you should follow it, and you should work on yourself before you start prescribing things to other people, before you start having other people lean on you, because you are what you got, basically. So
Dig it.
yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. All right, here's the question: what are you bringing to the Kickback today, Mr. the Red Hood? What are you bringing to the Kickback?
Oh my gosh.
Guide us on this mountain journey
my God.
to the Kickback, Javon. What are you bringing?
My head hurts. He's hilarious.
No, he's not. Today I am bringing. So there's a show. It's on TV. Probably gonna end soon. We'll see. However, it is called The Masked Singer, and
Who is that?
It's another singing show. I bet you would never want more of those. But this one has a nice little twist. These celebrities, they're all celebrities of some kind, and they are in full out costumes, over the top. Their costume budget is ridiculous. But you have to try to guess who is singing. And I think that's why I like it so much, is because I'm just trying to figure out who it is all the time.
And they give clues in like every singer, and it's not like people that have singing ability. Like, I thought that was cool.
So some of them can sing, some of them can't, but they all deep down have wanted to sing at some point in their lives. And it's just crazy. Like the first episode, our very own, actually it's kind of sad, the first two losers. So at the end of every episode there's one loser and they have to reveal themselves. The first two episodes, both hometown heroes. The first one was Antonio Brown. The second one was Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw was like the third episode.
No, he was the second.
No,
he was the third because it was Tommy Chong. Yeah. Which I guessed, by the way.
Really?
And I also
I'm
guessed Terry
impressed.
Bradshaw. I did not guess Antonio Brown.
I only knew it because there was a Twitter spoiler.
Really?
I'm not on Twitter enough to see the spoilers, but I guessed it.
That's how I know the Masked Singer
guessed-
is a hit, because like Twitter really be talking
I
about
actually
it.
said it was Cheech or Chong. I wasn't 100% certain. But I definitely guessed Terry Bradshaw first day. He was way too obvious. Yeah. But like if you think you can just catch somebody's voice, or you think you're good at just guessing stuff, watch the show.
We love a whodunit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of cool.
I be feeling like Sherlock, like I really be like.
Well, I was watching it. I only watched the episode, but Javon was there, and you guys were using Google. Is that cheating to Google?
I was not using Google.
I tried to tell him that he's cheating.
You're cheating.
No.
You're a cheater.
So he's saying it like we used Google to find out who it was. We use Google to research some of the clues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
why.
sense.
Is that cheating?
I don't think that's cheating. If you don't know when someone was born,
Then
Like-
you're not a detective. Detectives know.
detectives don't know, Gabe. They research. They find out things. What is it? Is this what Gabe thinks Batman does and everything? He's like, oh, I already know. I knew exactly what this was the whole time.
But
That
isn't
doesn't-
that what he does?
No, he researches.
Okay, yeah, he has a computer. You're right.
Yes, Gabe
All
would be
right.
a horrible detective.
All right,
ladies and
I'll
gentlemen.
just like take my best guess at the murderer. Be like, yeah, it's probably that guy.
That's it.
Who's the lady? Not Nicole Scherzinger, the other girl who's on there.
Jessica, no.
Honestly, I think it is
I'm
Jessica
different.
something.
It's the one that's married to the Wahlberg.
Wahlberg, yeah.
Jessica Simpson.
No, it's not Jessica Simpson. It's
don't
I forget her name.
Anyway, she's annoying and I hate her. So, other than that, I like the fact that it's a different take on a singing competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's not another American Idol or The Voice. You know, it's definitely fresh. It's different. I like it a lot.
I
So.
agree. I have some other ideas of who people are, but I won't spoil it.
Maybe you'll be on the show next. Would you tell us if you were the Masked Singer?
I'm already on. I'll be on next week's episode as the guy
Confirmed.
I knew
in a
it.
winter jacket.
You said it, not me. Bradley, what are you bringing to the kickback this week?
What am I bringing to the kickback this week?
What are you bringing?
We're working out.
I heard you had a certain someone.
Oh yeah. I did. I wanted to plug another good friend of mine. His name is Tom Whedon. T Weeds, my boy. He is a personal trainer here in Pittsburgh. If getting healthy is a step physically that you want to take, hit him up at Top Shape T. That's TEE. He will get you right.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. You can follow his Instagram. He is really making moves. He actually knows what he's talking about. He went to school
Yeah,
for
that's
this.
true.
So like all of our amateur tips, he'll give you something a little more solid to go after.
Yeah.
He's
legit,
a
yeah.
close
Yeah.
dear friend of ours. We
Mhm.
really do care about him, and
Mhm.
support him, support his business.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Give
get
him a
right,
follow.
get right in 2019.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got to do it.
I have to wear a blindfold if I work out with Tom. He's too attractive.
He's a good looking fella.
he is.
He's single, ladies.
If you want to work out like this is Bird Box.
That would actually make me keep the blindfold on. It's like, we're about to work out. I'm like, no. Like, keep that thing on. Thanks, Bradley.
Why are we still talking about
I have
Bird
no
Box?
idea.
Oh my god.
I am bringing something to the kickback. Actually.
In iron.
Shush.
What are you bringing to your house?
I'm bringing to the winterized kickback. I got the box. I am bringing a new trailer came out. John Wick 3 Parabellum, I believe, is the subtitle. John Wick 3, if you haven't seen it, this new series of action movies. The first 2 are amazing. It's got Keanu Reeves in it. It's got like this cool aesthetic going on, and the action is awesome. Lawrence Fishburne is in it.
A dog is in it.
Rest in
Oh,
peace.
now I'm definitely gonna. You said a dog's in it.
There's actually dogs in this new one too.
It's the white I Am Legend.
Oh, Halle Berry's in the new one.
Oh, she is
looking
yeah.
Oh, then I'll watch
phenomenal.
it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
Leave
so
with that.
Sorry, Keanu Reeves does not age. He looks sweet. He has the coolest just look, man. It's awesome.
Yeah,
He's wearing suits.
he really. I mean, he aged from like the Matrix, but then he stopped.
He
Well, that's
he
because
plateaued.
that's when he became the one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when the Matrix. We live in the Matrix.
Yeah.
If you didn't
So
know, so that's when
Oh,
it
so
started.
we're not
we-
going by real time
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you control the Matrix, that whole girlfriend
Yeah.
comment.
However, Lawrence Fishburne has aged.
Yeah, he has.
yeah, very much
He's
so.
stuck in between the Matrix and the real world.
Yeah, but John Wick 3, I can't wait. There's a lot of good movies coming out. That's just the one that's on my list. It's
Since
crazy.
Lawrence Fishburne and Halle Berry are in this, it makes me wish that it was like John Wick 3 meets Blackish. Like if Lawrence Fishburne was just drinking and being the old black dad in the movie.
He is like an old black figure in
He's
the
a
movie,
father
though.
figure, yeah. There you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but check those out. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening to the Kickback Project with Gabe Ackman, Bradley Hill, and Javon House, with producer Chris Seeke. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at KickbackProj. That's Kickback PROJ. Be sure to tune in next week and every week for a new episode. See you guys.